I turn down offers all the time from companies that want to send me stuff, but when Procolored reached out about their P13 DTF printer, I had to jump on it. So part of it comes delivered like this in a wooden crate, then it also comes with some additional boxes because there are different components. But what you're seeing here is just the unboxing of the main printer itself. It is pretty heavy, so make sure that you have some type of a designated and dedicated area in order to get this, set up and installed. Once I peeled off all the protective plastic stuff, I was able to kind of assess the situation that I had on hand because it did get pretty banged up during shipping. Luckily, they have an amazing customer service team, and I was able to send pictures, videos of the stuff that I saw that might, that looked a little bit off to me, and they were able to tell me, oh, that's no problem, that's not going to affect the use of the printer, or hey, we'll send you another part, a replacement part for this and that. So they were really, really helpful because there is kind of, the setup like you see that I'm doing here is installing the front cutter, and this now I'm installing the brackets here where it holds the clear DTF film so that it feeds through as you're printing your different DTF prints. So you do have to kind of follow the instructions. It comes with a card that has different QR codes that you can scan to watch the instructional videos. It's pretty straightforward. These brackets here came numbered, a 1 and a 2, so you just match it up to what it says on the side of the printer, screw everything in. It came with the screwdrivers, the tools. I mean, it has a bunch of stuff. So it's pretty thorough, I would say, in terms of what all is included and what you would need to get it set up. If you do have any questions, I just reached out to the chat that they have for the customer service team. And when it got to the software part, any little times that I had issues, they would actually just remote connect to my laptop and just do it for me. So that was really, really helpful. Once you get the roll of DTF film, obviously this comes with it as well. There is so much on this roll. I'm just like, I'm never going to be able to finish this roll in terms of printing DTF prints. So I was really happy about that. You can see the red line on the other side. So you just put the other side on and then you loosen up the screws and just slide it so everything is centered. So that way the film is being fed through the DTF printer nice and evenly. Then you can see the sticker there has the arrow. Make sure that you pay attention to which way the film needs to be coming off of the roll. This is a side view where you basically just tap in the 2 side panels and it's like spring loaded, so they pop open. I just was feeding the film through the back and then come around the front of the printer, lifting up this handle here that either tightens or loosens up the film that we have on there, and then you can just pull it out, making sure that it is fed underneath these 2 little kind of metal brackets. This is going to help allow the film to feed through smoothly. So make sure it's not on top, but instead you see I started it further back so then I can pull it forward so that it's slid under those 2 little areas there to catch it. And again, as the machine is pulling the film forward to print, that will ensure that the film stays flat. Then it was time to plug it up. It comes with its own power cord and an Ethernet cord as well. I got the Windows-based Procolored P13 DTF printer, so I did have to take out my Windows-based laptop for that. Then you can power it on. And then at this point, I was using the arrows just to make sure that everything was feeding smoothly with the film. So the up arrow sends it back, and then the down arrow spits it forward. So just do that a couple times just to make sure that you have the film underneath those metal black brackets that you can kind of see inside the printer there so that everything is feeding smoothly. Then of course you got to do all the software stuff, downloading these files, unzipping these files, and that's kind of a whole little process. But again, if you have any issues there, you can reach out to customer service. Then it was finally time to put in the ink. Make sure that you match the right bottle to the right lid. You don't cross anything or don't mix anything up. Once I did that, we were ready to start going to the front actually and using the syringes that came included in the accessory box to pull the ink from those back canisters that I just filled into the little sacks that come in these plastic little boxes here. And that's to get it flowing already so we can test print our first DTF print. Once that was done, I just made sure to push everything into place, making sure nothing was loose, and then I printed out my first test design. I used one of our logos here for TheCraftyGemini Farms, and I just loved watching this thing print. It was like pretty much plug and play. Yes, there are a lot of different little things you need to set up, and once you get the software going, it all goes really smoothly. I slid this across. That has a little blade on it, so it cuts it really easily. And then we need to add the adhesive powder to the back of this. So in the accessory box that comes with the printer, there came a bag of this powdered adhesive. So I kind of just put it in this plastic container that has a lid. You definitely want to keep it closed so that you don't get any moisture in there. Keep it as a nice fine powder. Make sure that you're wearing a mask because sometimes fine powders can go airborne. We don't want to breathe it in. Then it needs to cure, so I put it in the oven that also came with the printer, and that's what you see here. Once you do it for the allotted time at the right temperature and all that information is included, you're now ready to fuse this onto your project. In this case, I was making a hoodie for my husband and I just had my handheld heat press here, but I think for next time, since it did take me a few tries to make sure that it was hot enough and that I had an even amount of pressure all the way around, I think next time I'll use one of my regular heat presses to make this process go through a little bit quicker. This does need to cool completely before you can peel that transfer sheet off, but I think it turned out really, really good. Once I saw how easy that was, I went ahead and started playing around with some other designs, incorporating some different colors, and you can see here this design, what it looks like on the computer, and then the actual print. I mean, I was so amazed at how crispy it looks and how bright and vibrant the colors turned out. I put it on a t-shirt and I was very quickly ready for my Christmas themed workout class. I'm also going on a girls cruise, so I've been playing around with some other designs, printing them out to make us some t-shirts. So now let me walk you through how to do it from start to finish. A little dongle comes with the printing material, so you have to have that inserted into the computer as well as open up both of the programs that we previously downloaded. So they both have to be open. When I open up this Procolored one, the canvas pulls up, and so you just go to add an image, select the image that you're wanting to print, hit print. It basically imports it and sets it there. It was a little bit big, so I just changed the dimensions to 10 inches square. And then at the top, you're gonna hit rip. I scroll and make sure that the box for mirror is checked because for a DTF print, we do want to print mirror image so that it looks the correct way once we fuse it onto our project. So then I make sure that that says mirror, and once everything checks out, I hit print. It's going to pull up this page here where it shows that it's ripping and it's processing the file and sending it over to the printer, and then you'll hear your printer kick on. Obviously, you would have it plugged up and turned on before you did all those steps, but you can see how cool it is to watch kind of this time lapse of it printing. Once it's done printing, I use the down arrow to feed it out and then slice it to cut it off of that whole roll that was on there. And be very careful at this point that you do not touch any of the ink because it will smear. Instead, I carefully took it over to my DTF adhesive powder, and since this image was kind of big, it took me a few different tries to kind of scoop in some of the powder and just shake it back and forth. You want to make sure that that powder coats everywhere that there is ink so that you get a good adhesion when you go to press it onto your project. Then we shake off any excess and we take it over to our already pre-warmed oven. So here I place the sheet in here, and I'm kind of still playing around with temperature and time on this. You don't want it to be too hot because the ink will boil and you'll end up with like empty little pockets and spots on your transfer. But you don't want to be too low either because we need to get that adhesive powder to melt and set and cure into kind of like a smooth matte finish. So I'm playing around still to find what works for me, but I found that 180 degrees Fahrenheit for 180 seconds on this transfer worked really well. I'm going to show you here what it looks like. On the front side, I think the colors look amazing. I mean, look at that. The shading, so many different colors. It really just turned out beautiful. I like to let the transfer cool a little bit, and then I just flip it over and kind of touch it, make sure that I'm getting that kind of shiny matte finish and I don't feel any scratchy bits of adhesive anymore. And then we're ready to press our tote bag. I like to pre-press it just to dry out any moisture that may be in the bag. And then I position my gorgeous DTF transfer here and set everything in place. For this one, I went, because I was using 100% cotton canvas tote bag here, I went ahead and used 310 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 seconds. And that seemed to work out really, really nicely. Once the heat press was done, I just let it cool completely before I went in and peeled off the carrier sheet. Look at that. This is just gorgeous, and this is going to be a gift for my sister who has a husky. I think she's going to love using this tote bag. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the Procolored P13 DTF printer and the oven. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I will leave y'all with all the links and information on where you can find out more about this DTF printer for your small business setup. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.